Mogul Motivation, empowering and inspiring entrepreneurs and dream chasers worldwide, 1 week at a time. Presented by True Stories Media, and I'm your host, Antoine Twiz Taylor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mogul Motivation. I'm happy that you are here. Do you know what pleonasm is? Pleonasm is the excessive use of words more than that are necessary. So when it comes to public speaking, when it comes to anything where speech is involved, humans usually use pleonasm. Instead of getting straight to the point, we tend to say more words than necessary, and we continue to talk and talk and talk, and eventually we talk in circles. Yesterday, a friend of mine sent me a devotional that resonated a lot with me, and the devotional said, "You are the most influential person in your life." That means your mama, your daddy, your siblings, your uncles, your aunts, your grandparents, your friends, your homies, your therapist, your pastor, your minister, your idols, your mentors. None of these people have more influence over your life than yourself. And the reason being is because you are in constant conversation with yourself. Whether you're talking to yourself verbally or whether you're talking to yourself internally, you are in constant conversation with yourself 24/7, every single day of the year, every single day of your life. Especially when you are chasing goals, when you are chasing dreams, when you're trying to accomplish something, that's when the internal pleonasm takes place more than ever. Because now you're anxious, now you're worried, you don't want to go broke again, you don't want to fall back into despair, you feel like you got to do more, you feel like you got to do this, you got to do that, you feel like you're doing something wrong, you feel like you're taking 2 steps back and just a half step forward. That excessive internal pleonasm takes place because you are the most influential person in your life. So what are you telling yourself day in and day out? Pay attention to that, and pay attention to how your actions follow what you tell yourself. You see, it's so easy for us as humans to tell ourselves the bad things, even if these bad things are rooted in fact. It's so easy for us to say, I'm broke. It's so easy for us to say, I need more money. It's so easy for us to say life is hard. It's so easy for us to say I'm not hitting my goals. It's so easy for us to say all of the negative things that's going on in our lives and in our circumstances, even if they're rooted in fact. I'm not trying to say that some of the things you tell yourself are not true, because the reality is a lot of the things you tell yourself are indeed true. The bills continue to pile up. The business is slow. You're not hitting your goals. You haven't did what you were supposed to do. Some of those things are true. And it's so easy for us to tell ourselves and remind ourselves of the negative things in our circumstances. It's easy to do that. So when it's easy to do that, and when you have that internal pleonasm going on, you're going to constantly influence yourself and influence your behaviors to fall in line with all that negativity. But on the flip side, it's very hard for us to tell ourselves the positive things. It's very hard to tell ourselves we still have an opportunity. It's very hard to tell ourselves we're still in a better position than we were last year. It's very hard for us to tell ourselves we still have vision and we still have strength to accomplish our goals. It's very hard to tell ourselves that we accomplished something, even though we're overlooking those accomplishments because we're too focused on accomplishments we haven't reached yet. It's so hard for us to tell ourselves the good things, but it's so easy to tell ourselves the bad things in our circumstances. And today and this week, we have to reverse that. So even though your reality might be grim, even though things might not be where you want them to be, you have to reverse that internal conversation in your mind and in your spirit. You have to tell yourself all of the good things and stop reminding yourself of all of the bad things. Because when you tell yourself all of the good things, all of the great things in your life, all of the things you've accomplished in your life, all of the things you overcame in your life, when you remind yourself of that, now your behavior is going to reflect that. Now you're going to have more energy. Now you're going to have more enthusiasm. You're going to have more faith. But that internal conversation has to shift. You have to stop telling yourself all of this bad stuff. Even though it might be true, you have to start reminding yourself of the good things, the great things, the reasons why you started, the things you're doing it for, your why. Remember, we talked about that a couple weeks ago, your mission why. Shift the conversation. And it's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. It's hard to encourage yourself in the midst of a storm. I get it. Trust me, I go through it myself. But the truth hurts. And the truth is, you are still in control. The truth is, your faith is still going to carry you. The truth is, you're still going to accomplish it as long as you do not lose heart. That's the truth. And it hurts to tell yourself that because you've been conditioned by this world and by your circumstances and by your environment that the bad and the negativity is normal. So when that's normal, it's hard and it hurts to tell yourself things that are true, things that are positive. The truth hurts, but sometimes you have to go through that pain to grow. Sometimes you have to grow through that pain to strengthen yourself. That's what you have to do today, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you have to continue to do. And again, I'm speaking from personal experiences. I'm being transparent. This is something I have to do as I continue to grow my business, as I continue to try to accomplish my goals, long-term and short-term. We are all in this together. And I want you to know that as long as you shift that conversation in your mind and in your spirit, as long as you cut down the eternal pleonasm, you will win in the end. So that's my message. Let's continue to work. Let's continue to imagine reality. You are the most influential person in your life. No one else. No matter how many motivational speeches you listen to, no matter how many sermons you listen to, no matter how many seminars you attend, you are still the most influential person in your life. So with that being said, why would you continue to feed yourself negativity, doubt, despair, and discouragement? Feed yourself encouragement. Feed yourself faith. Feed yourself enthusiasm. Feed yourself endurance. Feed yourself perseverance. And watch your behavior reflect that. And watch you accomplish every single thing you want to accomplish. If this podcast has benefited you in any way, shape, or form, I ask for two things as always. Number one, leave a 5-star review. And number two, pass it on to a friend who may benefit from it as well. Have a great day, everyone. I'll talk to you next week.